Jack, and don't you come back no more.
Now, baby, listen, baby, don't you treat me this way, 'cause I'll be back on my feet someday.
Don't care if you do, 'cause it's understood. You ain't got no money, you just ain't no good.
Well, I guess if you say so, I'll have to pack my things and go.
That's right, hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more.
What you say?
Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more.
Well,
Don't you come back no more.
What you said?
Don't you come back no more.
I didn't understand
Don't you come back no more.
You can't mean that.
Don't you come back.
Oh, now, baby, please.
Don't you come back.
Yeah, it's the 12th day of May. It's May, right? Yeah, the 12th of May, 2026 is Tuesday. And once it's Tuesday, it's the program called Feedback. It is being heard on WFM, and it is being sponsored by Basil's Bar. We want to thank Basil to continue putting his hard-earned money behind this most listened program right here on WFM. Good evening to you, wherever you are. Good evening to you, wherever WFM is being heard. It's the Tuesday night edition of the Feedback program. And we're glad that you are making preparation, and the ones who already made preparation to be with us until 5 minutes on to 10 o'clock. We really appreciate you in our audience. Special good evening to you again. You know, when Dr. Gonsalve became Prime Minister, he was striving on the thought that he did made a promise and said he will be hard on crime and the causes of crime. Dr. Gonsalve suggests to the Governor General that he would like to have the then Commissioner Keith Miller as Commissioner of Police. We had quite a few years to see what eventually took place with the appointment of Mr. Miller. And I can remember him saying that he's going to emphasize on community-oriented policing. From where you sit, have you seen that? What's your take on former Commissioner Keith Miller when he stood as Commissioner? But here what happened. I had big expectation of Mr. Miller. At times I wonder if history is going to repeat itself, because I can remember we had 3 excellent police officers: Artis Davis, Mr. Hackshaw, and I think it's Christopher. And I sit there and I wonder if history is going to repeat itself. Because I'm not too sure. If I'm wrong, let me apologize in advance. And if I am misquoting the Minister of National Security, my intention is not to disrespect what you say. But I understand that you are saying that you're going to have some, you didn't say rank and file, but you say police and policing in the schools. Is that something good? And when I heard that, my mind came back to Mr. Artis Davis, Mr. Hackshaw, and they were excellent police officers, you know. And I came to a conclusion today that when they were transferred from the main branch of the Royal Semi-Senegalese Police Force, that was just blatant politics. Because I didn't see anything successful came from those appointments where they stood in as senior police officers assigned to such departments in Semi-Senegalese. And I am hearing Major Leacock saying that he's going to have policemen and women assigned to different schools And that remind me of what took place in the ULP time when Mr. Hackshaw and Mr. Artis Davis and Mr. Christopher was religiously removed and sent to be, want of a better word, watchmen in school. I mean, I just hope it's not a repeat of history because the Minister of National Security said recently there will be some new appointments. I came to the conclusion after I heard that the criminologist, Mr. Frankie Joseph, is soon to leave the Royal Flemish and Grenadiers Police Force. Mr. Christopher, a tall looking lanky policeman, I understand that he's on pre-retirement leave. So those are the two persons that I'm expecting to be out of the force by then before the appointments are made. And then we have Trevor Bailey. Well, I'm not here nowadays with Trevor Bailey. I no longer have no confidence in Trevor Bailey. He has a brother who works as the superintendent of prison. I don't know if he will ever confirm, but from listening to what people say, they say he did an extremely good job acting in that position. And I wondered if he is one of the persons they are bringing back to the main theme of the Royal Flemish and Grenadiers Police Service. If that is one of the choice, he will be an excellent choice. So let's hope that the changes that are going to be made soon will bring some success in terms of the policing and the protection of Vincent Shan. And you will say, but how are you making the link that what took place during the ULP time? Well, I believe that Mr. Miller, when he was commissioner, he was promoted to be a politician. He came over in some of the things that he did as a politician. I can remember when they accused some police officers of misbehaving in public, and the then commissioner / politician did say that he bringing back the guys in the police force because under the Constitution he had that privilege to do what he did. I mean, no, that's mercy. So I am just hoping that the new minister of national security, who pride himself in referring to himself as Major, the Honorable Sinclair Leacock, I hope that you give these thoughts serious mind working and get them people to do what is expected of them as member of the Royal Flemish and Grenadiers Service. But I was never satisfied with my neighbor and good friend Keith Miller when he stood as commissioner, because it appears when he stood, he allowed the politician to micromanage and they say when, how, and what he did when he was in the police force. Okay? And then Vincent was expecting a lot from Mr. Miller. He is a disciplinarian person, very disciplined. His mother was responsible for him to be so confined with his act as being a disciplinarian. But I was not satisfied with the findings of Miller as Commissioner of Police. So I am answering this question for most of people. If or you satisfied with Mr. Miller as Commissioner? No. I was extremely disappointed because Dr. Gonsalves, when he stood as Prime Minister, said under the Constitution, he doesn't have to inform anybody who he suggests to be the Commissioner of Police before he did it. It was up to him. The Constitution allowed him that obvious choice. And most people would remember former Commissioner of Police Randolph Toussaint say it had two politicians in the police force. Commissioner Toussaint at the time and the deputy person who stood with him there. I often wonder if that cap fit all persons who eventually became commissioner and deputy commissioner. So you have to figure it out. Then we could remember when Mr. Charles, Michael politician just up in pure red shake up, yeah, he used to be the commissioner. And were I satisfied with him? I know he meant well. I know him from since he used to be assigned to the drug squad down next to the old Itijoshua Airport. And then we had Mr. Hathaway. And then we had Colin Poefield John, the man who came out with the ability to be the best commissioner, acting DPP. He's a lawyer by profession, but came out to be another puppet on the string. And when I remember some of the protests that took place when he stood as commissioner, I wonder if he were a bigger puppet than Mr. Miller when Mr. Miller served. So I'm taking you back memory lane because I don't want, when the new appointments took place, we will see a repeat of what took place during the Ralph Gonsalves-led administration. And I believe when Dr. Gonsalves suggested these persons to be commissioner, he was expected of all of them to be a manifestation of good policing. Could I say any one of them make an effort or made an effort? I might say Mr. Hathaway tried. But like I said, Michael Charles was the politician. But he didn't make any bones about that. He just had him pure red. You see Benny Shaker program. And then Colin John, who had a high level of professionalism as a lawyer. Currently, he is the chief magistrate. That ain't come with no easy feat. And I believe some of the negative that we see taking place in terms of crime and criminology should be placed at all these persons' names that I mentioned. Dr. Gonsalves, who had the position of suggesting the appointment, and the persons who stood as commissioner did not do anything significant to make an impact on the issue of crime. But I know from listening to people, they used to love Trevor Bailey, a.k.a. Buju. And when they started opposition, they used to say that Buju will be the commissioner of police. I did apply that theory too, but where I had my change of mind is when I see a level of display at some of the NDP protests and march in Kingston, and he was the main architect of post-service and services coming from the Royal Simmons and Gradies Police Force. So I no longer lobbies for Trevor Bailey to be the commissioner. Somebody just texted and asked me, what do I think? Should the authority remove Mr. Williams? Well, based on paying attention to him and the surface, he seemed to love the job, and it appears that he's doing a relatively good job. But like Dr. Gonsalves said, when you become commissioner, he's expecting you to be loyal, confident, and I hope that the leader of the NDP, Dr. Friday, find that in the person he has in mind, whether it is Trevor Bailey or Trevor Bailey brother, which I think would be the better choice. I'm not too sure who the other persons that they have in mind, but we will find out sooner rather than later, because here what happened. The issue of crime, we can't stop talking about crime. it is having a negative impact on today's society. When we sit back and remember how much homicide we had the year before, the year before, it went over to about 50 twice, and 50 killings in a small country, a 2x4 country like St. Vincent and Grenadines is too much. And here what happened? First thing you have to find out from the authorities, how much of these killings and homicide was solved. How much person was arrested, investigation done, the DPP got the file, determine what sort of charges should be going to these people, and if they were convicted for the allegation. Those are things you have to keep in mind when you hear about crime and policing in St. Vincent and Grenadines and the changes that perceived to be happening by Major Laycock. Major Laycock did indicate to Vincentian before the NDP won the last election that if and when he becomes a minister, he would love to be the Minister of National Security. And he was basing that on his theory that he was a major and he had some level of authority in terms of security and crime fighting. Anybody could remember what is the homicide rate as far as today? Is it frightening? Should we pay attention to what is taking place? How much it is? Is it 9, 10, or 11? But regards to what is still too much. And we come to a conclusion now that was virtually impossible to put the blame at Ralph Gonsalves' feet when he was Prime Minister, because it was difficult for him to, with the lack of performance by the persons who he nominated to be commissioner, to deal with the issue of the killings that took place in Simmons. So we definitely had too much. We definitely had too much gun-related issue. And we hope that when the news of the new appointments, we will see some level of commitment, crime fighting, tragedies to deal with the issue of the amount of homicides and killings that are taking place in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I mean, you may say, but every time you speak about the issue of crime. Yes, I am having a problem with the issue of crime. I lost a son where it appears that somebody shot him. The matter was reported to the Royal St. Vincent and Grenadines Police Force. Trevor Bailey was the person in charge, and they never ever contact me and ask and make a suggestion that they have a suspicious person in mind. I heard rumors here, there, but you don't do other rumors when somebody lost their life. So you could say it become personal. Yeah. And I show it to people who lost friends and families to gun-related crime and having the same negative impact that they have on me. Every single day, I try to be a law-abiding citizen. And you know what happened? I'll give you an experience recently. I came on this radio program and I said, and I can repeat what I said because it wasn't anything derogatory with anybody. I said that the Royal St. Vincent and Grenadines Police Force, especially the traffic department, should try their best and maintain some level of order on the road from the old airport to the current new airport. Why? Because that is our main highway to and from. And former superintendent of police, a.k.a. Scratchy, Kenneth John, lives in Stubbs. And he has to make a standstill when he wants to make a left to go to where he is living. Just before you get to the right to where he is living, there is somebody who appears to be fixing vehicles in the road, air-conditioned vehicles. And every time I pass there, that person have some sort of remarks to make. So I went to Randy's in Diamond a couple days ago, and I saw a vehicle. I don't know who the vehicle is, parked in the center of the compound. So I pulled extreme right to that vehicle. My passenger came out the vehicle, went to get what she wanted to get. When we were about to leave, I see somebody who I know, not by name, according to Mr. Miller. That's why I really lose all the confidence in Mr. Miller. You know. Somebody that I know by his hair plait and what he do for a living. And here, can't repeat what he said, but in other words, he tell me if I be careful, I might be the 11th homicide. So you know what I did? I kept quiet. I went to the department in Kingston, tried to make a report. They told me it is out of the restriction area, so I should go to the Stubbs police station. I took the advice. I explained to the police officer I met on duty, gave her a brief report. That thing's happened since Wednesday. No? She says she will call me pending the outcome of the allegation after they investigate what I'm saying compared to what he may say. You waiting for me to tell you what happened? But you got to wait until next week because me ain't not here to. You asking me if I'm scared? No, I ain't really scared. But you can't trust people when people tell you you could be homicide number 10 and number 9. I know what I mean. But like my nephew tell me, Kingsley, you go everywhere. You have to be very careful where you go. I say, of course, I understand what you're saying. So I have to be paying attention to where I go, especially in that particular district, and remind myself that a witch hunt is out to get me. And I will just say to you, if by any stretch of the imagination you wondering what I'm talking about, just figure it out and you will find out. And the issue of crime prevention. If you want to prevent crime, you have to have a modern way in detection. Somebody come to your station and make an allegation against another citizen. You have to entertain the report, investigate what was said to you, and make an assessment. Oh, I hear what you said. But how you know they don't start to investigate the allegation? Because they told me they'd have contacted me, but they haven't contacted me as yet. So let's take your theory. Don't drop down there yet. Let it investigate and then come to a conclusion. But I have a song I might sing for them. Too late might be your cry when Jesus Nazareth passed by. So me might don't go on. But I'm going to say, I have to work out this theory here. He did say so, you know. You scared? I ain't scared, but I have to be careful. Because I come here every Tuesday because I love to come here. I love doing what I'm doing. I come early most of the time because I want to meet the other program that start before it finishes. So I have enough people to meet me on the way out. It's coming to where we are. It's not challenging, but if somebody else meet you in the road and they decide that they ain't coming out the road, you either reverse for here back to Georgie Gutter, or you put yourself in arm's danger. And, you know, it's just not what is expected when people, hello, where I'm living, thief, either man or woman, break my house 7 times. 7 times. When one person came into the house, I was so frightened to hide from the person. I see the person, but because I wasn't armed, I had to hide. That means immediately my place, you know. Because he run in your mind. Thief come to kill and destroy. And when a thief man see you, see he, that's when he's at his best, because he don't want you to identify him. But you know, you have to listen, Lord, you know, because hey, I have a police officer, a former police officer, station sergeant. You know, he said to me at the time, I hear somebody break your place. I say, yes. He said, you recognize the person? No. You suspect who the person is? You know what he tell me? The person who I suspect, I should have said, I see the person. It would have jumpstart investigation more. So if you suspect somebody come in the house and you see him, say you see him. It's like you call the police and tell them, man, a man out there killing somebody in the lakes. They say, I'm coming. When they ring the phone, we live in such and such. We call a house you live in, it's a 2-story one. Who's in it? When they don't talk to you, we give them information. They will say what they're doing is what they have to do. Well, if it is urgent, respond to the complaint and get the information that you think you need to fix the thing properly. But me trained as a police officer, me just say Kelly Kaku claim that he has that level of aspiration to fight the issue of crime. I'm just a job out of school who subsequent recess don't understand what's going on. But let me tell you something. It's ever saying, say, even if dull and ignorant, them to have a story to tell. So don't shrug your teeth and say, man, we wasting time with. You never know until it reach home to you. If I'm hurting, of course I'm hurting. You mean physically? No. But just the thought of never know. You never know what people, because let me tell you something. Look at the amount of fire taking place in St. Lucie recently. All the juggle, all the mind and all the thoughts. I wonder why it is happening. Well, here what happened. You have to wait long before you come to a conclusion. So I'm hoping that when the new appointees take place in the Royal Simmons and Grenadiers Police Force, according to the Minister of National Security, we will see a transformation in terms of how information is stored and how the reports are being entertained to see if we can reach a conclusion to see if either party are bringing fiction or they're bringing facts. And it is just worrying. Hello, I have a WhatsApp tree. Not too far from where I live in. I watched it the other day. It almost mashed down because, hey, it marked WhatsApp for free, come and take as much as you want. If it's your people guide. If I want to, I have to make a project on the ground. People do it like they own, have a tariff free. And if you only say, well, I'll leave two for me now. But you know what, man? Say, boy, I say, Lord have mercy. Look at how things come these days. Now, long time, when you have a breadfruit tree or a WhatsApp tree or some plum tree, you go, hey, hello, could you give me 2 of the mangoes or plum, please? No, they walk in the place and tell just say, Ilan is for the people, they could take off everything. And you know, have to temper your anger and don't get yourself in trouble because, hey, they might go out there and get yourself in trouble and, hey, you end up on the wrong side of the law. And hey, they will say, that what you do for 2 WhatsApp, well, mine own. You understand? Compromising position, you just find yourself in whenever you pay attention to your own environment. Like, like I say, when I leave here, I don't have to use the same road every time. And I don't drive fast. I drive a bit faster and I reach a particular road now because they fix the road. But one time they had to drive extremely slow because the road was so bad. Fair had the worst road. But they fixed it so you could travel it about fast. And I never used to get about right. And sometimes when I slow down to avoid the vehicle getting a pong, people used to come and try to open the door. But one thing with these modern vehicles these days, so that once you start them and you move off, clock, you lock down. You understand? So at least some safety measures is there with the new vehicle. But people want to do you and invade your territory because what? The Rastaman say, I draw land and where you playing a your zone, you not plant them, but you not buy a vehicle where you want to come in and do you feel like. It's just frightening to see some of these things and how we could just be consumed by the negative, and because it doesn't affect you the way it affects me, or the way it affects the other person, you come to a fly-by-night conclusion. Man, we're playing. Anything wrong? It's just as a negative. So I'm making an appeal for all of you who listen to me out there. Don't think about the negative. Always remember that your security, your personal security is up to you. If you feel you are in a compromised position, contact a police officer of your choice, or go to the nearest police station to where you live in and try to make a report. Don't be malicious. Make a report for report's sake. If you think about what the person say or do, then you should go and report the matter to the police station that is closest to you, or a police officer who you trust. And you will not find yourself in some of these compromising positions that we as Vincentians find ourselves in. And let's hope that we will see a new vision by the new appointees that will be appointed soon. Let's hope that Vincentian could be their brother's keeper and stop say, we think he be a promoter, we be. Not one thing wrong with him. But until the finger that you're pointing out, so you look at your thumb, you see your thumb pointing back at you, you will ask yourself in the mirror, is really me the person targeting? Hello. Experience is the biggest teacher. Only you alone could have your experience. It's a person-to-person thing that you confronted with and that you had an experience with, and you know exactly how you should deal with it. Just don't point your fingers at persons because they say something and you figure what they're saying, it is not true. 457-9997, 532-9997. Call us and let us know your experience over the last 24 years in terms of crime and the method of crime and the method used by the former minister and former commissioners, and ask yourself, are we getting any better services provided by this new Minister of National Security and the Commissioner Williams and commissioners who will be soon appointed to their office? And we hope that we will see some level of commitment coming from police officers, men and women. I know that your job could be very challenging, but you sign up to be a police officer and to be a police officer, you had to go beyond at what time and how you approach your job. So we hope that. So my questions, are you seeing any new effort made by this new Minister of National Security? What took place that you weren't satisfied with during the Ralph Gonsalves administration as Minister of National Security? Did his commissioners then fail? Why are we seeing so much negative impact on the issue of crime? I can remember there are some people that we refer to in the Royal Similson Grenadiers Police Force as rural constable. I know one lady from Mespo, and she used to say, you seem to have our first caller. Good evening. Good evening.
Yes.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
What the question you asked, do you satisfy what the other previous administration did for crime?
Yeah, we want to know if Vincent Shen are satisfied with the level of security offered by Dr. Gonsalves
Yes.
or the former
Okay.
commissioners. Yes.
Well, you mentioned Mr. Miller being principal. Is he that hired those 3 police officers back into the force
Well, he
that
said
beat that little boy?
he said at the time the Constitution did provide him to do what he did, so he was not doing anything
Yes.
outside the normal.
Well, the Constitution provide that Dr. Shallow stay on.
How
But the people
how you linking that we're talking crime?
Because you people are talking about integrity. Dr.
No,
Shallow,
but you're not linking that, because I'm trying to speak on the issue of crime, method fighting crime, but you're linking me, trying to get me to say Dr. Shallow is right when he should stay on as minister.
but you want to talk about principle. You say the man is principal, Miller is principal. Was that a principal move to put 3 police officers back into the force? The law allows you to do it. But was that principle?
Under the Constitution, he didn't do anything wrong. Queen.
I know he didn't do anything wrong. So that Shallow didn't do it. Shallow is not doing nothing wrong neither.
Okay, well,
Although I want Shallow, I would prefer Shallow not to step down, because I've said that before. At the same time, he ain't doing nothing wrong the same way.
Okay. So you think he's protected by the Constitution too, right?
He protected the Constitution.
Okay.
Just like Miller is protected.
Right.
But that's one of the greatest injustice I ever seen in St. Vincent. Putting them 3 police officers, and what happened to CJ Weeks when the evidence was gone to Jomo Thomas was destroyed. These are 2 of the biggest injustices ever done. There are many, too numerous to mention. But 2 of the biggest injustices ever done in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Well, let's hope the new Minister of National Security, pay attention to what you're saying and see if you could revisit what took place and see if the Constitution was void and what Mr. Miller did should not have happened.
Another thing you say about your fruit trees, you can't get none.
No, there is.
I know this person has had some different fruit trees they couldn't get none because they were never home, and they cut all of them down. They cut everything, all of them, none. David Bunny, the late David Bunny is the right person for them. Remember in 1995, somebody was in his coconut tree and he put 1 bullet to the back of their head with his licensed firearm. Drop out of the coconut tree dead. Yeah, nothing happened up to now. Then 2 years later, the victim mother say, go to the police and say, well, the police say, we're investigating. 2 years later, 31 years later, we ain't hear nothing.
Well, they probably still investigating.
They're still investigating. The people who investigated done dead and done leave the force.
Yes.
You know, it's not, another thing, you were saying somebody open your vehicle when you're driving in the area.
Yeah, I was going home. I was going home, but the road was so bad, and I was driving slow because I was trying to avoid the bad roads, and somebody tried to come into the vehicle while I was driving, but the vehicle normally lock for itself whenever it start to roll on the road, so they didn't get to do me any sort of ill will. I don't know if that was their intention, but they make an effort to come into the vehicle.
That happened to me a couple of times because people call Uber.
Yeah.
And then I might be driving in near the area and they thought I was the Uber that come to pick them up and they come start opening the door.
Yeah, well, that
You know, so
that,
this thing could happen.
that intention was relatively good, but my experience is that their intention was to do somebody some harm. Yeah, so that's why I came to that conclusion.
Yeah, because you could have two vehicles of the same color, and if they say, okay, I'm on my way, I have a white vehicle coming up the road there,
Yeah.
and then they probably be down the road, and you probably near to them, and they thought that was their vehicle to come to pick them up. Because that could happen, something like that could happen.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Anything else?
All right.
All right. Okay.
All right, so later. All right.
Right, Queens. 4579997 532 9997. And we haven't got we have a caller. Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Kingsley.
Good evening.
Yes, you saw a partner of mine next to so kind of thing. You talking serious thing, people try to go the vehicle with a good driving. If it's not a place that cars, just kind of passengers, a taxi, regular, like overstay and things, people think taking a taxi and want to ride them kind of thing. So when a man tries to get in a vehicle, that means it's danger. Something you're looking for.
Yeah. But I don't.
So that
I don't know.
talk about
I don't know what kind of link he was trying to make, so I just brush him aside.
Yes, but you must tell them better than you must talk to them better than more hard for me. Anybody think coming up stupid, they just talk to them more hard than that man.
Yes, man.
Because you talking sometimes, but they want to put this thing in a different way. But let me tell you something now.
Mm-hmm.
It is not calm. It is not a goodness of work crime. Whether you jam money, work, go low, people rich, you still a crime.
Yes.
One contract say it will be tough on crime. Another say that do nothing. Employers like a police and all kind of thing. He better Coast Guard. He goes up that to see if he could stop crime. And crime never stop. Never stop. He is a cool up. But enter in a country, delivering up. And people start to see money and drain. You always find crime, kidnapping, people trying to outpass somebody, people trying to somebody, and all this kind of thing. So they wouldn't figure have money, not have money, but they still getting killed and robbed and all kind of thing. And then drug, cocaine and all this cocaine. Well, that's the crime killer, crime killing crime.
Yeah, that's the menace.
So that's the headless die without no sense.
Yes.
Doing all kind of things. Imagine that, Kingsley.
Yeah.
A dog man said a next dog man. Just to join a weapon. A dog man said a next dog man to buy dog. In a way tell, with people that we tell might have a car van or something. And man a dog man might sell him at the dog. When we talk about we take out half and put in baking powder. When you get back at the real man who can go buy things, you know that when he discover that now, he gonna send back somebody to kill him and who sell them. Not to know him, you man don't take out half and put it one thing. So job properly, time properly all around.
Yeah. Drugs are a terrible thing. Drugs, cocaine and hashish and anything, is terrible thing. So I agree with you.
So, one thing I could give a police animal teams up, right, was that some guy got killed, and when I saw some house, I don't know if it's the same guy house, they find drugs and all kind of thing. But we never got a message before, right? You ever hear anybody that kill and they saw the place and then get financing.
Yeah.
I was good people in time to talk about this kind of thing.
Yes, yes.
I've been such a million that everybody get killed in a sense, you know. I understand that, but if you kill one man, too much, nobody is supposed to life. But sometimes most people them will life get take. They will life take us too. You
Yeah.
just mean the table turn around.
Yeah.
You understand? But anyhow, let me ask you a question, you know. Well, we are respecting the Prime Minister, but the problem is that I hate him and tell these guys and them with my own age, do not promise people too much a thing because they can't afford me to put them back in trouble. And these guys them say, and they say once I was moving too much to the house, the thing was moving too slow. That means they're going to move fast, go away representation. I know it's 5 months and nobody, no house in my house was to fix up. If the US government say when they get back in, they will fix up my house. And other houses all around the place living, ain't fixed up yet. And them say, oh, they will fix this and they will fix that and they will move faster. And when they do look slow, they say they're going to over deliver bank. They could go and borrow money when Frank encouraged them not to fix over the house, you know. Frank, it's not easy, you know. You really want to bring down this fella before 45 years, you know. They say that they deliver bank. We don't want to know. The question I want to ask you as a sensible human being, if hurricane blow your house at 65 years old, resign, will you don't resign? At 70 years old, I just get a pension to live on. 80 years and 90 years, could you go to bank to borrow money to build back your house?
The bank will run me so fast that with that age group there and say they can't entertain because I don't have enough thing to show them I could pay back the money they plan to. So I'm hoping that whoever come Prime Minister will give me some assistance if the time ever happen.
So when them fellas talk about delivering bank to fix back your house, you borrow money. Because I find that for them moving slacker is something that everyone in them go for it. What they say, you were going on with them, Mr. Likaki, what they say, no? The Prime Minister here was getting a prime over 40,000 to start business. So you say, no, up that bank and they go borrow, the government to borrow. You say, okay, what Chala? The Prime Minister, one Chala calls about at least $2-3 million in them to go and finish the work about time. Or they say they're going to open a bank and people go better off and all kind of thing. And all they say, all this kind of thing. But I remember what they say, you know, I hear Dr. Howard complaining, so they was giving out something long in barrel and the people are ungrateful and how they get it on. That was just spoken, brother.
Don't use the order as an authority. The order is just a waste of time. Look. He has no authority.
Waste of time, waste. And you see, I think he's a bias. Guys are bias. I pray the truth so bad. And he thinks that when NDP take over, it will be peace and all. And everything will be punky. But he don't understand. The same thing like go through. I same thing NDP have to go through again. He don't want people ungrateful. And they use themselves that I want to say, join it like, resign. All this kind of thing, this type of thing. It's remember that it's not if someone to resign and it's what someone to put you there. And you understand in case anything and you have to resign at them.
Yeah.
Because I can't just fire people just so.
Okay.
And somebody said to ask, they said, when you're partying for always something for when it's you're not so happy at all. But anyhow, you're a nice party, a good man.
I'm making the money.
And I wish to stay in heaven because that's how we're going on there. I'm going on about 100 years now.
I'm making the money, that's why I sound so depressed.
Oh, yeah. Well, the whole world go down because you say it's chuck up and chuck. You can't just sleep. All of my country people, activities and all kind of thing and money spending, but now everything is problem. When you just open up the CBI thing go come from, but it's not with anything go pay them out.
Well,
and all this kind of thing, CBI and all
all,
kind of thing.
all we have to do, like, sit down and wait and see what's going to come here.
Well, you know, one thing, King, I will tell you something, you know. Your children coming out of school every year. And me tell you something, they're not sitting around with nobody when they get education in their head.
Well, if they got education in the head and they get that from the plan from the education revolution, they should use it wisely and try to better themselves, because that was the intention for them to get an education and propel themselves to be better citizens and get what they want in life, get the necessities that they want in life, okay?
So you tell me that 1,000 people come out of school this year, and 1,000 of them by taxi and come for you to the airport. How you going to work?
Well, that change is start to manifest itself as we talk. More people are applying, and it is just making the competition more conducive for the customer, but it is making it more difficult for me to survive. So what
you're working out there something, you know. As a government, you have to be smart and wise to grow the economy that you could employ people in the year coming.
But that's
you
what,
have to be smart, you know. You can't have something something dull and no activities. When you hear up, you don't have to go and all them kind of things this way, you know. You want to be careful. Government is better. I just business are something that you could just go into the so and let people work, you know. You have to make it work, you know. You have to make it work. If Friday do come and make it with the work done, and he will be the best prime minister ever in the world. After God, the best prime minister, because it's easy.
Well, he said that is his intention, so let's give him some time. It's about 6 months, and he has another 4 years and a couple of months to fulfill some of the promise he made. So let's hope that things may work out for him and work out for us, okay?
Well, thing is, work out for him again, because when our sons are coming, well, sons are
Where's it?
Company just something and
what? Step in.
Yeah.
Why are you allowing Gonsalve to push your buttons them? Gonsalve telling you thing gonna happen. But Gonsalve know something he talking is not reality, you know. Gonsalve just telling you and love on what they want for here, because you know how to go and champion. But hey, what happened?
Were you unhappy at the party in office?
Me unhappy and my party in office? Me not have no party?
You not no party. Why you allowing your party to make to push you so far to back them up and not happen? Gonsalve not telling me that. I just read politics. I know politics. I know the program. Gonsalve said that Gonsalve set up a program we must take. That the land who would like to collect $30 million one blow up property.
Here's something now. Dr. Friday never called me a blight, you know. Well, Gonsalve called me a blight.
Well, Gonsalve is a blight, but Gonsalve they call you a blight. But whatever somebody making you a blight.
Wow.
If you make it, if you continue moving and making it continue anybody. Gonsalve called you a blight and Gonsalve been well, he's telling you exactly, well, boy, you know, you're not talking my way, you know. But what about a man who going up and down making the whole country like you can't get this one guy, but this one gets smoked, that one gets smoked.
You know, we get your points, and it's time for you to go off the radio. Have a good night, okay?
Yes, because you really had to do long in truth.
Yes, okay. We have another caller. Good evening.
Yeah, good night, thank you.
Yeah.
I hear you speaking about the commissioner of police from David Charles.
David Charles, yeah. David Charles. Wait. I hear Mike talk about Michael Charles. I hear a former policeman replace him at the we call him? Auxiliary, yeah.
I don't know all of that, Doctor. But what I am telling you now, this food and the other food, You forgot 2 cents to do the same thing to all of us all about.
2 cents?
But you only pay now to Michael Charles. But you forget that one.
2 cents. 2 cents was the best police in Vince ever have, you know.
I never talking about the best. He said the best reference out that he done. He said, where was it go? We're speaking about the government is not supposed to defend the family of all.
But
And 2 cents to do the same thing too.
I don't have any idea of what you're saying.
But you don't have the I order the one something I made the thing to you. I order you all up in stuff like Barn.
Yeah,
I don't have to stop what my drum cars when you want to go inside, you walk home. I'm not going to go in there.
but here's something, you know, like Steppin just say, when Gonsalve becoming ex-prime minister, right? It's 3 people you can't forget. You, Lavon, and Steppin.
Speaking about that, here now, let me tell you something simply.
Mm-hmm.
What I did not fight, what I don't get. What they said, I am not going to buy finance that things me.
Oh, okay. So you...
I didn't want my full ass children. The boy young gone last same down Target. The girl graduated with people Thursday.
Yeah.
He said you want to be a lawyer.
Yeah.
And that is the thing I want them to get. I ain't get. For your part, now it's back when they tell where you call them, can't tell them to them. That when people get things, they walk with that while running going with it. That's what you don't do to, you know.
Beckermate don't qualify himself, you know. Beckermate is an independent entrepreneur, so you don't worry about he. He could take care of
I
himself.
am an entrepreneur too, you know. Whether I don't have nothing or what, I'm an entrepreneur too.
Okay.
Because whether the entrepreneur or a non-entrepreneur, when the time comes for you go and do everything.
Okay.
And then the last thing I have to tell you now, people here just seeing on government that when hurricane and things, instead the governor has them half, and then from all the way.
Yeah.
I was in Canada when this hurricane, remember Katrina?
Yeah, Katrina.
Right. When I watch the girl the radio program there, the millionaire black woman, Oprah Winfrey,
Mm-hmm.
and she take a whole lot of land to buy her wherever. Black and white people, wherever you're from. She take them land and same house and things, furnish them out. And you know them big, you to transport people when you go, like when America haven't been. We have done it to them, you know?
Yeah.
And she load up the people and sit on their house in them thing down in the market in the district. And I try to watch and see this again. This is the one that is good. This is the one that is good. Why some black people? When she don't do that house, a few years after that, she go in one of them African countries. And she better say, are you supposed to know that? She better some food and things of things. You never hear that?
No, never hear that one. That's why I don't get you call you.
Okay, well, if anybody could come and tell you all right.
Okay.
And she had some people and things. Working, she paying them. You know when have to teach them interfering with the children, them to fire all of them.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So I just get my facts straight. I got plenty things I could talk about, but plenty politicians, especially on the side with it. They're doing around him, them fight on.
Okay then, thank you. Yeah, let me say special good evening to Rat. I have two friends that listen. I don't know his real name. Let's call him Rat. Rat, good night. And I have another guy named Fly. That kind of Fly there from King Garden. Yeah, I was listening to this program. So what I want Fly to do is to come on to be one of the sponsors so we could continue to bring the program live and direct to you. 4579997 is 3 minutes 30 seconds after 9 o'clock. We haven't taken a break. We've been going for at least 1 hour, 3 minutes. So let's take a break, come back with your thoughts. And before we take a break, we have a caller. So let's go to good evening. Okay, let's go.
celebrating birthdays, anniversaries, engagements, retirement, or just celebrating life. The place to be is at Basil's Bar Kingstown. Established for over 38 years, we are open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner with an exquisite ambiance. We have a set menu and 3 a la carte menus to choose from, and we are flexible to all requests. We go above and beyond to serve you. Basil's Bar Kingstown, where it's more than just a meal, it's an adventure. Call for reservations at 457-2713.
It's Feedback with host Kingsley DeFreitas. This and every Tuesday night from 8 p.m. for 2 full hours, right here on WeFM 99.9. Join him as he brings different guests weekly on this informative and interactive program. It's Feedback. To be a part of the Feedback program, call us at 457-9997 or send us a WhatsApp at 457-9997. It's Feedback.
4 minutes, 30 seconds after 9 o'clock. Let me say a special good evening to my sisters, Anne-Marie and Valerie, Charlene and Destiny and Marcus and Christelle. Glad to know. Those are my immediate family. I don't have anybody else who is close to me than those who I mentioned. So don't, if you love me and you are my family and I don't mention your name, it's not because I'm avoiding you. It's just I'm speaking about the ones who have an indirect lifeline to me being alive. Okay? Yeah. 457-99-97, 532-99-97. We were speaking about the issue of crime earlier, and we dealt with the failure of Ralph Gonsalves as Minister of National Security, and we deal with the failures of the commissioners of police that he suggested to be appointed, and we're hoping that the new Minister of National Security, when he named the rank and files in the police force, we will see some commitment and better policing coming from them. We hope that the police be more committed to make sure that the crime fighting method will bear fruit, and we will see much more result in crime fighting method. And it used to have a saying, say, crime prevention is better than, no, crime detection is better than prevention. And we hope that they will put things in place that they could anticipate what is going to happen so they could deal with it from a wholesale standpoint and help us to deal with the issue of criminology, homicides, and the killings that are taking place in this country that is creating that negative thing. I don't know if you have anything else, but I have another topic that I want to deal with, but I'm going to put that on hold for Thursday. I'll be here Thursday on the Shaker program from 10:30 until 12 o'clock, and I hope I will have time to deal with it. Good evening.
Kingsley, good night.
Hey, good evening.
Oh, things don't come that boy.
I thought
something now, like a hurricane pass through, man. Today, I decided I'm going to feel like I need a piece of KFC so go up the road.
Things been dead today?
If what?
Where's the things dead?
The whole place dead.
I wonder why.
No money in circulating. No money, people have money.
Well, no, it's not pity.
Kingsley, I went in KFC.
God,
you know. When I break the door, I said, at a time, we never see KFC like this here. Only two all of me look down when we see the snail man eating. So me say, watch how KFC come to. Watch how KFC dead. We never see KFC like that.
But hey, love
and
one.
then the girl says, it's true.
But hey. The people must get much more health conscious and they're not buying much more Kentucky, they're eating more.
Regardless to what, people love the KFC, the place dead. Even when you go by 3D, the place dead. You can play netball all up KFC all along come right down to the marketplace dead. Nothing happening. We're going on.
So who you blaming for that, Lavon?
I blame the government. Because they don't know what to do. No money is circulating in the country.
Well, you have to live with that for the next 4 years.
The own people that vote for them. Make video with them. Bawling. That nothing happening to them. Nothing going on. Not selling. Nothing selling. They can't pay the fee. When market officer come round. The place dead. It's not me just saying it in the place. It's dead, and I believe the snail man, when I talk tonight in KFC, he know that it's true. The end is dead. When you go in KFC, something when you just left about KFC, you have to wait a while. And something wrong, man. You're talking about, going to have this and going to have that. Then waiting for PM come back. PM want to come back. To our biggest party. And I will take this thing tonight to invite all the comrades in for Tuesday. National Council meeting, Rockland Auditorium, 5 p.m. Come out in your numbers.
Wow.
Yes. We're going out, we're shining like a bulb.
Right.
We will be the rising star, and we're stronger than ever.
We will send it up.
Don't care what people want to say. The one is powerful over the 14. Because the 14 don't know what's going on. The one has to teach them and still them learning. I tell you about what a country stagnant. Things don't start with conscience now. Because you know you're not making the money we used to make before. You know that. Do not start with conscience, because if you start with conscience now, you can't breathe good. And anything could happen.
Yeah.
Don't start with conscience. Nothing happening in SVG. Everything gone stand still.
Okay.
Okay. Have a blessed night.
All right. Thank you, Lavon. Yeah, we seem to have another caller. Good evening, caller.
Yes. Remember KFC, they closed down for a while? Why were they closed down?
They were closed down because people get fed up of eating them, so they take a rest.
Guy went bankrupt.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Huh?
I can't recall that ever take place since Vincent. You got to call Hot 97 and ask Luke.
And remember, we had 3 KFC, and now we have 2. We should have a 4 KFC by now if the economy growing so good and people love KFC. Huh? In 2010, we had that one in Annisvale that opened. Yeah? 16 years later, we got 2 KFC. Huh? Nearby St. Lucia, at one time they had 9 KFC. I don't know how many they have now. They had 9
Trinidad at 30.
A decade ago. Trinidad 30 or 50? I think it's 50.
Really?
I think it's 50.
Wow, that's plenty. Yes.
Yeah. But there's Royal Castle too. You know Royal Castle?
Yeah, I eat it.
That's
already.
a big brand in Trinidad.
Yeah.
You eat it already?
Right here in St. Vincent.
Oh yeah. They used to be by Spot Brothers there, but anytime I go Trinidad, man, it's Royal Castle. I prefer Royal Castle over KFC.
I prefer VJ's local.
Or roti.
Anything they cook, I just eat.
Yeah. All right. So later again. Bye.
Okay, Queens. Yeah. I got to let VJs and them people sponsor this program. Here. Good evening. Good evening.
Hey, what's up now? What's up?
Everything all right?
Okay, good. Now, I want to make a little input tonight. Okay. Now, Kingsley, I don't know if you are aware. Since the NDP get into office, okay?
Yeah.
Since we get in there, I mean, what I realized over the past couple of months is that they are coming out with a lot of things that I must say I, for sure, didn't know. You understand?
Things like what?
I didn't know.
Things like what?
Because, Okay. One minister said in Parliament, and when he opened, he was speaking about the housing.
Yeah, I remember he saying that house are being paid for and they're not being built up yet.
Paid for and not being thing.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, let me say this, and let me be honest with myself. I am a firm supporter of the Unity Labour Party. But still, we not support foolishness and nonsense. You understand me? And what I'm saying, if they could find proof to that Kingsley, you would agree with me. They can't just sit down and talk. Somebody needs to either pay back or stand the consequence, get locked up or something. You understand me? Because this is not their money. It's a taxpayers' money.
Yeah.
And if they could find proof and get it, and which means, Kingsley, if the minister could say that in Parliament, which means that he have proof.
But let me remind you that the ministers, members of Parliament, have privilege. They could say anything inside it. But if they come out and say what they say, they have to prove it. But so you have to keep that in the back of your mind. Not saying what he said is not true, not say what he said.
Right.
He has a privileged position by being a parliamentarian, and he can use that at his advantage and disadvantage.
Good. Because listen, let me tell you something. You could remember the Commission of Inquiry?
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Okay? So which means the comrade didn't just went in me and talk. The man brought proof. This is the proof. We not only talk. This is evidence. This is a witness. And that is what I want to see. Not because I'm a Unity Labour Party supporter. This is what I want to see. Evidence. If you go in court, you have to get evidence, man.
Yeah.
You can't let them see.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah, you can't.
Because I could remember. Right. I could remember now. When the NDP took office, in 1984. Okay?
Yeah.
Not too long after that, they found a certain man, they found him in fault, and a two-boat was taken away from him, Two boats was taken away from him. Okay?
Yeah.
Because, and he couldn't make nice, because he was found wanted. So, what I agree with the minister is saying, man, if you goes into office and you find them kind of fault, did a wickedness, that's a wicked, but don't just sit down and talk, man. You will see some sort of action.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
You will see some sort of action.
Yes, man.
Right?
All right, man.
Okay. Let me hear somebody else to say.
Yeah, take care. All right. Okay, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he talk about them both, they might run for a politician, but I can't call him, he don't dead. Oh, Lord have mercy. Yeah, 457-99-97, 532-99-97. You can send your thoughts. We will look up on our Facebook and see what is. Say hi to the folks up there. We say hi to the folks up at our Facebook page, and if you say anything that worthwhile, come our way, read it. And if it doesn't worthwhile reading, we will just take it up and treat it in the bin, okay?
Yeah. I just want to say somebody. I'm now seeing a WhatsApp here, right?
You have a WhatsApp tonight?
And
That's
no.
nice.
And the person who sent the WhatsApp is referring to somebody, but with a particular, not nice.
Okay.
Just know that it would never be read by me.
Oh, you're saying I want into the person?
If you want to read it, Kingsley, you could go right ahead, but
No,
it would never be read by me.
No, when I was younger, right, my father carried me by a political meeting, and he called me up. He said, "Come here, Kingsley." So I go up. He said, "Here, the man, they're going to say." When the man go up, he said, "My name is Ebertino Joshua." I was going to read this thing here tonight, but I forgot my glasses home. I laughed. So I said, that you believe him? Yeah, Daddy.
I would never read those because I think people need to stick to issues as opposed to being personal and calling people names.
I can't read them things because
you forget your glasses home.
Yeah, forget my glasses home. And my favorite,
I could see clearly.
My favorite subject was research, so and I'm not getting myself in no trouble. I don't deal with Sue. Let Sue stop where she did. Yeah,
Sue's a nice lady, man.
Yeah, Sue's a nice lady. Let the top rigs and then could deal with Sue. Me not deal with Sue. Me have one sister. She name is Anne-Marie and me another one named Valerie. Me never hear a sister who named Sue yet. Sue, I afraid. So anything up is look interesting, you stay far from Sue up with too.
You see, the thing about the WhatsApp is that it's a conversation that is carried from the beginning of the program.
Right. So it goes from one.
Yeah, it goes from one to next. So if I were to read, like for instance, somebody says here that it may be a good initiative to stimulate small business, but it will increase the national debt.
We're talking about the bank.
No, well, this is the thing. This is coming off of a conversation that started some way up in the chat. If you understand what I mean.
Yeah, but I personally believe that Dr. Friday, being the politician as he is today, should stick with the policies and plans that he had during the course of the election. If he thinks that the sign of passport according to Ralph Gonsalves, Citizen by Investment, is going to bear fruit, I would have taken my chance and deal with it. I would not have allowed no IMF to come here and tell me how to run.
Right.
I think that he should give the issue of the national or the development bank some sort of merit so we can see what plans they have to deal with the development.
Okay, so let me go back back a bit. Andrew Thomas says the government is complaining about the national debt. Establishing a development bank inevitably increase the national debt.
Not necessarily, Not necessarily. I don't think that the monies to develop the development bank will come from the central government. I don't hear any plans where they plan to raise that $500,000 or $500,000 from, but I don't think it will put any strain on the national debt as he's giving the impression. But we are just onlookers, and we hope that Friday and Sinclair and Fitzbrand with them have that policy plan in place to make sure that Vincent Chan are well equipped in terms of the information that they gave us during the course. Because let me tell you something, there are things that Dr. Friday spoke about during the election, and they will be time consuming before he could implement them. But we have to give him that time he needs to develop those. Because I believe that a development bank, we once had that, but for some reason it was mismanaged and not properly figurated. So I'm just hoping that this Minister of Finance, Prime Minister Gordon Friday, will remind himself, as a politician, you have to stick with your policy making and the suggestion that you give to people during the course of the election. But what they will have to do as a party who has 14-1 is use that mandate to make precise statement and development plan. If you can't make it, say why you can't make it. Say, well, I had this plan when I was outside looking in. Now I'm inside looking out. I don't think that we could sustain that development. Just don't do like what they did with the cross-country road. Just don't do like what they did with certain things and just keep us waiting. Because let me tell you something, that cross-country road and the tunnel around King Garden, let me say good evening to Senator Francis. I wonder how you doing, boy. Then there was a plan that party really wants to implement it. But why it hasn't implemented them, I don't know if they're going to find the money. But according to Jomo Thomas, if I have a friend like Taiwan, I would treat my friend like an avenue where I could get monies to implement some of the plans. Because Taiwan want we, more than we want them. Friday, been say he going to go switch to mainland China, but when he come in now, he has a different view. And me, I rather cash in there and check there as quick as possible. Because we need to see some plans of monies coming to Vincentian, whether through the central government or through plans of project and implementing some of the policies that are to make Vincentian looking forward. Because let me tell you something, you might not take it seriously, but some of the plans that they had, Vincentian is going to hold them accountable. Just like how Vincentian hold Ralph Gonsalves accountable for passing the vaccine mandate and having people deem abandoning their job. You know, them are some of the things Gonsalves pay price for now, you know. Gonsalves meet a lady up country, hate on the radio. All because she was opposing him, you know we tell she said, I vote for you. He said, you vote for me? Well, if you vote for me, don't vote for me again. You know, because she a familiar word. Because she, what you say, what you describe me as. All them things they come back and bite Dr. Gonsalves from behind. And today, when you pay attention to the IMF, like you say, you have to ask yourself the question, today's position that we find ourselves, according to Dr. Gonsalves and the IMF, is it Friday should be blamed, or Gonsalves and the European and the former Minister of Finance? Because national debt, Mr. Hughes has been saying, before he go, they're going to call Dr. Gonsalves the $1 billion man. When me hear the $1 billion man, me just think about Steve Austin, the body, man, Jamie Summers and Steve Austin. Dr. Gonsalves gone past that. But there are things that Dr. Gonsalves borrow money and get monies to do that benefit Vincentian and still currently benefiting Vincentian, like the international airport, like the set program, like the issue of finding monies for disadvantaged students to become professional. There are individual things and individual benefit that single Vincentian benefit from Dr. Gonsalves' effort. Nothing must not be taken away from that. See, tomorrow, because we're coming to the end of April, the tourist season is coming to an end, so we won't have the amount of flight that we had a couple of months now. But that is quite obvious that as the tourist season fall off, we get less flight coming to St. Vincent until Carnival, until Christmas time. But that international airport, way, way down the road, we will say, well done, Dr. Gonsalves. And when I become Prime Minister, I am going to name the airport the Right Honorable Ralph Gonsalves International Airport at Argyle. Because he will deserve it. You understand what I'm saying? There are things that Dr. Gonsalves do. How he raise the money to build the hospital that is being currently built at Annisville, I love that. Because I told Friday indirectly, when you come Prime Minister and the airport is completed, I want you to give me a letter of invitation to invite the former Prime Minister to the opening. Don't be like them when they were in government. They build something and they get it to be on the map of things when you're going in, you have to congratulate them and give them thanks for the effort. When the complex is finished at Annisville, you have to remember that they went to Taiwan and get the monies. And today, as we are speaking about that, it is being built. Work going on. I hear my friend, lack of what you call him again? Oh, Dave Roberts, saying that he live Annisville and he hardly see any effort being taking place at the site at Annisville. I passed it today. I have to actually slow down to see if Dave right or if the thing is being built. Well, it is being built. And I want Dave to be alive so that he could see medical health at that particular health institution that is currently being built. I mean, come on. When I was younger, my mother had a spot used to tell us to wait for her. You know, she from the countryside, and when they go in town, oh, meet me by Barclays Bank. When you're looking Barclays Bank, who you seeing? People with nicely straight hair, Indian hair, and hair, like people like Rav Gonzalez. No? Working in the bank is just a name job. The amount of persons became professional under Ralph Watch as Minister of Finance is tremendous. I met a lady earlier, she said, Kingsley, how you doing? I said, I'm okay. Hey, she remember me? I said, no. I said, what are you doing now? She said, I'm a medical doctor. I said, thank God for Ralph Gonzalez to provide that incentive for make poor people to become what they are today. 4 teachers today, 100 of them are extremely qualified to be what they are today. All because of the, well, who don't want to say education revolution, all because the policies which was put in place by Ralph Gonzalez, where ordinary Vincentian become what they are. I look on Facebook today and I see an advertisement, and I want to make a comment, but I have to be careful about the comment I make. But I will say make it in a technical way. And I see that Candyman, I heard Candyman voice promoting a meeting of the National Council Committee or something taking place sometime next week, Tuesday. When I listen to Shake Up, it constantly reminds me of Glenn Jackson. And I remind myself of Glenn Jackson all the time. And when I remember Glenn Jackson, I think about the exploit that he did when he was on Shake Up. I'm telling you something, Jerry George, Jomo Thomas, Cian Marshall, Anthony Denny, Augustine Fordenhan, Lyndon George, all them people is spin-off of Glenn Jackson. Glenn Jackson was the pioneer behind the Shake Up program. I've been around Glenn Jackson for almost 20 years. Still around with him because of Glenn Jackson. He did what he had to do. And one thing I remind myself of, I used to feel left out of Shake Up program when Glenn decided to show me with time in preference of the ULP. I often wonder if WFM is better off today financially because of supporting the Shake Up program. I wonder if they should make plenty of money from the Shake Up program. And Jews and Sudan might have to answer me that. Because let me tell you something, you know, when you talk about Shake Up, you know, Glenn was very convincing and he persuaded. I remember Winfield Williams was a part of the Shake Up too. Shella, you used to sing? Big Shot Government, yeah, he did Shake Up already. if you know the amount of people pass through the streets because of Glenn Jackson, and ULP benefit tremendously. I'm wondering today if they were being paid, monies may soon come from them for the Shaker program that used to take place. You know, it's a lady to call. I took her pretty voice. She reminded me of my friend in the Level Garden, Mary. I used to call Miss Murphy, the woman with the sweetest voice. It had a woman from up in Stubbs named Miss Monica Maloney. I know she told my father. And they used to call into the Shaker program religiously and campaign, want for a better word. It had Miss Harold in Frenches. It had lots of people like Mr. Wynn. All of them used to jump up on the WFM program from 10 until 2. And me found myself in a position where I was told by a rank and file member, you know, he said, man, come and join the ELP, man. I said, no, man, I want to be Sindins and the Gurney development. He said, because you're the only person who start on WFM, don't get paid and don't get any sort of monetary contribution, you know. He said, because you have to decide what you want to do. You either want to be ULP, or you want to be First Embassy Development, or you want to be NDP. Well, I said, hey, what? I go stay right in the center. He said, neutral, or in that way you're not going away. He said, you ever put a car in neutral if you depend on hitting the roadway. But if it's flat, you ain't going away. Jump and get and make sure you do something with it. But I maintain my principled position that I am of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and I'm hoping that when we listen to lots of people who sat and do the Shaker program, we heard from the former research officer, Augustine Ferdinand. We heard from Candyman. We heard from Anthony Denny, CN Marshall, Dr. Richard Byron Cox. We heard from Noel Jackson. And they gave us the impression that the ULP is the best thing of a sliced bread, and it's going to win the November 25th, 2026 election. And they all talk in vain, you know. They all talk in vain because the NDP won 14-1. And Gonsalves will take credit for himself because he's from that area and people voted for him because of Gonsalves. But all the people who speak for the ULP at that time, they had no influence on the landscape. No influence on the political landscape. That is why. And you know, you think Gonsalves didn't know he was going to lose? Or they could get a copy of the tape of Roy Gonsalves making a plea at the grammar school's playing field. And he begging we to lift him up, pray for him. The European need your divine intervention. Dr. Gonsalves understand what he was saying, and he asked people to give him a chance. But here what happened? Vincent Shan had a referendum on Ralph Gonsalves. They got fed up of Ralph Gonsalves, and they said, come on, we're going to send you a message. The one like what you expected when you bring the 2009 referendum. People say, no, we support you with that. People were upset with Ralph Gonsalves when he advised the Minister of Health, then Jimmy Prince, to bring a vaccine mandate. People say, no, don't force me to take the vaccine. And when I said that they pay a price, people say, you know what you're saying? I am somebody who had some difficulty after taking the COVID-19 vaccine. Frank De Silva, as my friend, tried to convince me Kingsley, don't take that vaccine. Mr. Controversial, lose your mind sometime, Mr. Hamilton. Tell me, Kingsley, don't take the vaccine. Glenn Beach, as the director of the Tourism Authority at the time, said to me, if you want to continue to work a taxi at the airport, you have to take the vaccine. Well, I feel vulnerable because nobody don't give me the money. I took it and I have paid and still paying that price. And let me tell you something. There are lots of people who pay some sort of sacrifice when they took that vaccine. But they're afraid to say so. But I am alive and getting better every day. Thank God for Anisha Baptiste, who bring a bottle of, what do you call it, black stage oil. I took it to my doctor and I say, I got this. She said, put all the medication I give you on hold. Try that and see how it will get you feeling. After this one, you'll come back to me and tell me. So I did get a second dose of it. And I think it worked. You may say, well, that's a mind thing for you. It's food for your mind, so you believe it works, it works. Well, me there. But tell you, there are lots of people who, let me give you an example. Before Dr. Gonsalves becomes the opposition leader in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, there was a frightening situation at the Agard International Airport where they had a deterioration of a particular part of the runway. I know about it from since the inception because there are people who walk out, they tell me about it. But I could not speak about it because if you speak about that and you walk in at the airport, you might have been told, say nothing or they ship you out. So I kept quiet. I went to the particular area today and I see some of the equipment that they use to fix the ground is still there. They probably anticipating that might have to do back some work, but they have to give the person who did the repair in the last couple of months thumbs up for what they did because the big planes are coming. The one coming tomorrow. I knew that it had some problem, but I was afraid to speak on the issue because when I speak on the issue, you know, that was going to call, I told you so. So I just kept it quiet. But Mr. Hamilton used to talk about it here, there, boom, there, all over. He had no fear. I didn't have a fear of not speaking. I have a fear of what could have been happening to me in terms of my employment status. I put that first. And we find ourselves in that position when Dr. Gonsalves was Prime Minister. I could give you a prime example of that fear. Which one is fear I speak about? F-A-I-R, F-A-R-E. But I don't know which one. You could tell me which one. We used to listen to a program every Sunday called It's Your Turn. I've been trying to get another name and we didn't tell me I mustn't say it. What name? Willis Williams? I think it's Jude's brother. Kingsley, the program is It's Your Turn and every 10:30 on WFM. I took what was said to me because Jude is not my brother. Jude is just my friend. And Sister Ryan used to be the host of the program. And if you had a dissenting view, you could not have called on Sister Israel program and have that view. So I used to listen to the program every Sunday, but I never called. Not because I'm afraid I had this fear, F-A-I-R, F-A-R-E. But today, I felt so good when I heard Landfall Weeks on the program a couple weeks ago. Because I don't know if I can remember Landfall Weeks stood on the It's Your Turn program. And after a while, he disassociated himself from the program. Jomo Thomas sat on the program already. And that program used to be dubbed as the best Sunday program, but it was the only program on Sunday, so it had to be the best. Today, you have to have Lanford Weeks to continue to speak on the program. Lanford Weeks who took some time off because of reasons I don't know. And the way you asked me, which reason I suspect? No, I don't really suspect because I don't know. All because Sister Ryan turned the program into a wolf worshipper, worshiping the Prime Minister. I am so proud of myself that WFM still afford me a bit of privilege to still be on the radio station. It started with Glenn Jackson, and once I'm alive, I was with Glenn Jackson and Claire Keyser. Claire Keyser and I was friends, but we fall apart because I had a different view to the poet, with the poet who was constructing the poet. So I used to write my letters in Claire Keyser newspaper. I can remember I write an article. She did not publish the article because the article that I wrote at the time was giving her and the Searchlight a hard time. And I did it because I think that I had that relationship with Claire Keyser, who was the managing editor at the time, that she would have understand my position. I often wonder today if she still have a copy of that article and what would be her thoughts today. Because let's face it, newspapers are declining for some reason. Everything you hear, it depends on the internet. People no longer wait for Friday time to come and buy a paper. I paid attention to the source of newspaper today, the online version, yeah. And you have to be consistent and you have to have committed people like Jomo Thomas who write in the Vincentian every Friday. That ain't an easy feat, you know. So the newspapers, the news, Searchlight, and the Vincentian have the role to play. But I can remember those newspapers used to sell like hot bread. When you pass under Singer B Street, you used to get the 3 paper wrapped up in one. One time, the newspaper say, nobody must wrap the paper together because they were getting the impression that the news was this king seller and they were wrapping up papers together. Rav Gonsalves say they did use them to wrap up saltfish and shango when they went to America. Nobody pay attention today. I go at a newspaper stall at the International Airport, Gullies, Giggles. I just see papers, it's a paper from December, still on the shelf. People no longer buy paper like hot bread. Because what? They have a smartphone in their hand. They have all these talks program where they get the information and they could digest it the way they see it. And I'm hoping that Claire is listening. And I hope somebody tell her what I say and don't misquote me. I hope that she could read that article and republish it for me. I'll publish it in the Searchlight paper. I have the managing editor publish it for me and she will see what I was saying was something down the road. Mike Finley, whenever I see him, he just call me Cham. Say, Cham, you need to go back and write in the Searchlight. I used to like your writing, simple, straight to the point, and precise. Me not time that again. I used to write on my page. I no longer do that anymore because WFM provide me an avenue here every Tuesday where I could express my opinion, comment on what you say, disagree with what you say. So, but I think this program that I am given the opportunity to host, goes a long way. It have people who don't call the program. I met a lady today at the immigration department, an attractive young lady. She smiled, I smiled back. I said, well, boy, things like I getting nice. She go up in my ear. I was listening to the program with Tuesday night, you know. I said, oh, Lord have mercy. Think they want to tell me she love me. She love VFM Tuesday night program. So you got people who listen to the program and they expect certain information and entertaining and that sort of stuff. So we try our best. I really applaud the listeners who take time off to listen but don't call. You are our biggest listeners. And those persons who call, like Lavon and Steppin and Mr. Wynn, or just keep the fire burning. You know what I mean? I mean, I don't agree with all that, but just keep the fire burning. Yeah. If I don't get no calls, I sure get 3 calls. Lavon, Steppin, and Mr. Wynn. The rest of them are bonus callers. You know what I mean? It's good to have your kind of support out there, you know. And it is what it is. And we really thank you to continue to support our program. We continue to thank Basil's Bar. If you have a household name in Mustang, you have a WhatsApp, is it?
No.
Oh, you just laughed at the way
Someone is asking, where's Mr. Hamilton? I'm not hearing from him at all.
Well, Mr. Hamilton said to me that, well, they never tell me here, just don't take him. I can't remember nobody ever tell me so, but they say, he tells me that his cousin Jules just tell me don't take him. But that is not true, Mr. Hamilton. Yeah. Well, Hamilton had the most cousin. He like Franklin Silver. They have to have a piece of paper right on how the cousin in Friendly. I mean, I used to tell him, sometimes the person who sit next to me will say, Hamilton. I said, no, take him. I found a way in diffusing him gradually. When you stir up the pot of him, you only amplify him. I still listen to Queens all the time. Queens just provoke some people, but I have a way in dealing with Queens. I have a friend who listens some overseas, and she's always saying, if you only know the distance this program go, you'll be surprised. I know, I'm conscious of that a lot of people listen to the program. If I want to be here, they don't tell Jews I told you so. You know what I mean? But let me remind you that I remember that I have to be careful what I say. And my biggest supporter, biggest online supporter, 2 of them, Jacqueline Jordan and her mommy, Val Matthias' mommy. And the capital of all them is my sister Amory. She's always there to defend me if somebody back up my tree.
Kingsley, say goodnight to Winston Jambon's young family, please.
Winston Jambon.
Yeah, I know you say my voice.
I met him at the airport once. He came up to me. He said, you know me? I said, no, tell me where you be. When he tell me his name, I started to laugh after him. I said, oh, yes, you. Yeah, he spent more time over there, but at least he discovered to pay attention to us on a Tuesday night. And that is good because he's one of the persons who thinks that I try my best with my level of impartiality. So that is something good coming out of that particular corner. And it's good to know that already we're listening. I ain't see cry big for a while. And when you stop crying now, but I wonder if you don't get I wonder what you waiting on. I mean, here put back up the eating it, the Blacks Factory plan, Phoenix Kitchen. He used to cry like a baby every day. Oh God, I tell you, he had a song with both of them sing. All the water must be done. I don't know what's going on. Holy cry. And then he and Dove Howard, Mr. Know Everything. Oh Jesus. I tell you, them guys been know everything. Well, don't talk about what's his name? Max Walker. Max Walker think he is Mr. Fix It. He knows everything. He can fix everything. What about that guy? I've never listened to this program. Let's call him Jeffrey Providence. You ever hear about him? Jeffrey Providence? Oh my Jesus.
Kingsley, I think it's time for go, man.
Jeffrey probably was a pain in the. Okay, all right, I can't say the word on the radio. The time in 7 centigrade is 9:53. We want to thank you who just sitting there listening to us. I have a plan for between now and 10:30. So I'm going to get that organized. What are we going to do? I have some. What are we supposed to do? I hope we're not going to go shaka.
No.
Yeah.
You actually want to take the call?
The last caller.
Last caller.
You are our last caller. Good evening. Good evening.
Hey, good evening. Yeah, a nice program, Kingsley. I'm calling from in Michigan, so I'm listening. Normally I don't call, eh?
Well, thank you for calling. We said it last call. You calling from Michigan, you say?
Yes, please.
Yeah. You have any roots in St. Vincent?
Yes, I'm from St. Vincent, down in Camden Park.
Oh, you're from Camden Town. Yeah, that's okay. Well, thank you for calling, and we got to have you calling and enjoy the rest of the evening, okay?
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Sir.
Okay then.
All right. Yeah, so let me thank all those persons who listen but don't call, but they always, hey, and I just know, you know, because hey, if they come St. Vincent for a holiday, they just come out and look for the man with the biggest head, that's me. And they will say, I'm looking for Kingsley. I say, but hey, if you're looking for Kingsley, you don't find him, because me only have one look, my head big. So once you see me, you're going to, when you see me laugh, you're going to see NDP, Dr. Friday, here is the code. Hello, I gone. 5 minutes to 10. I'll see you next week.
Birthdays, anniversaries, engagements, retirement, or just celebrating life. The place to be is at Basil's Bar Kingston.